Andy Reid, Aaron Lennon drops down to the subs bench.
It's also a 4-4-2 for Tottenham tonight, and it's a team with a very strong backbone, full of English players, that is really exciting the Tottenham fans. Ledley King and Anthony Gardner's a real positive partnership. It's looking very good at the moment. I think it can only get better as the season progresses. In the midfield, Carrick will hold. He'll sit in front of the back four, get him on the ball, and he'll be spraying it all around the pitch. And by doing so, he'll enable Jermaine Genius to get forward to support the forwards. Out wide, Andy Reid, good player. Get him on the ball as well. Get the service in. And if you do, you've got Raziak and Jermaine Defoe, a fantastic finisher.
There's much talk about declining attendances in the Premiership at the moment, but that's not really supported by the facts. Here at Villa, for instance, they averaged over 37,000 last season, their biggest home crowds for 30 years, higher even than Villa's golden era in the 1980s, when they won the league title and went on to become champions of Europe. European football is the target for these Tottenham fans this season, but having equalled their best ever Premiership start, Spurs have lost their way a little, and they really need to get back on track today. Tony, both teams are getting pretty desperate for a win, even at this early stage.
Well, they are, Al, I think, but it is early part of the season, and you can't look too much into the first 6 games. Yes, you want positive performances, but you can't look at the results too much. I think the idea for both teams this season, Aston Villa and Tottenham, is to be at the top of the second league. We know Arsenal, Chelsea and Manchester United are good teams. Can they finish in 4th position? Everton done it last year. Why can't Tottenham or Aston Villa? That is the challenge for both teams this year.
Do you think that is a realistic target for both of them?
Well, of course, you've got Liverpool. I didn't mention Liverpool, Al. I mean, you obviously got to try and finish above Liverpool. I'll put it another way, if you finish above Liverpool, you could well be looking at Champions League football. But they've got to be in at least the UEFA Cup. I think Aston Villa have spent a little bit of money over the years. Tottenham have certainly spent a lot of money this season. I think the challenge is there. Get into Europe. That's what they've got to do.
Aston Villa have only managed 1 win in their 5 Premiership matches so far. As everyone knows, they were thrashed 4-0 at West Ham on Monday. They've taken 5 points from 5 games. Steve Bennett is the referee. I think there might have been a late change to the team sheets here. I'm just hearing that Kevin Phillips was injured in the warm-up, and we believe that Luke Moore, the 19-year-old, has been promoted to the bench in place of Phillips. Always disruptive, Tony, when you get a late change like that, even if it does only involve the substitutes bench.
Well, that's right, and particularly for someone like Luke Moore, who perhaps wasn't expecting to be involved in this match, but it's a good chance for him to come on the bench. Fortunately for Aston Villa, he wasn't in the starting lineup.
That's why the team's a little late appearing in what must be the widest players' tunnel anywhere in the Premiership. Well, every club starts a new season with fresh optimism. But of course, that can soon disappear if things go wrong. And both Aston Villa and Tottenham are in need of a lift. 1 victory out of 5 for Villa, remember. 3 matches without a win or even a goal for Spurs. It's far too early to worry. The summer sun still shining. But autumn is just around the corner, and no one wants to get left behind as the league table begins to take shape. It's Aston Villa against Tottenham Hotspur. The whole game live. Kick-off now, just moments away.
Buffy and Alan Parry in the commentary box.
Mr. Bennett in a hurry to get us underway. These two clubs have been perfectly matched in recent seasons. The last 12 meetings have produced 4 wins for Villa, 4 for Tottenham and 4 draws. But the last time they played each other at White Hart Lane in May, Spurs won 5-1. It was Villa's biggest defeat last season. Usually plenty of goals when these two meet. And if this is anything like Villa's first home game of the season against Bolton, then don't look away. On that day, there were 4 goals scored inside the opening 9 minutes. First free kick of the game to Tottenham, fouled by Milner. Villa's only win so far, 1-0 here against Blackburn Rovers. They drew against Bolton here in the match I've just mentioned. Portsmouth away, and lost the other 2 at Manchester United and West Ham. Rashak beaten to the first header by young Ridgewell. Reid knocks it on for Lee. South Korean international. Clever. And dangerous Nice ball in, deflected behind for a corner. Off Hughes.
Disappointing cross. Good skill though from Lee. The old feint. Shaped to do it on his right foot. Worked it onto his left. Some good bodies in the middle as well. Tottenham, 3 or 4 players waiting for the cross.
Both the Tottenham centre-backs forward. Gardner and King. Rashak just behind them. And the referee's seen something going on as the players were waiting for the corner to come in.
There was Defoe and Baumann. A little bit of a push and shove on the goal line. Not the most sensible thing to do if you're a defender. Very easy to give away a penalty. See it so often nowadays, the defenders with their arms all around the forwards. One to keep an eye on.
Difficult for the goalkeeper as well, with that going on right in front of him. In the end, it's pulled back for Lee. Decent ball in. Well, the marking could have been better, leaving King so much room.
Oh, I think he should have done better here, Ledley King. It's a good corner. Take the short one. It's a much better ball in from Lee this time. It's a free header for Ledley King. Just leaning forward when he heads it. Just doesn't get the clear connection on it. Perhaps come off his shoulder. He'll be disappointed.
Ironically, his last goal was when they beat Villa 5-1 last season, right at the end in May.
Well, that was a game we was both at, Alan, wasn't it? And it was a real thrashing for Aston Villa. I'm sure David O'Leary would have reminded his players, don't forget games like that. Remember what they done to us last season. Go out and put it right. That's what he would have said.
Sorensen looking for Barros. Tainio wins it back. On to Rashak. Staltieri. Jermaine Genus. Here's Carrick. Oh, loose ball there. Rush feeds off that, and he's also got Pablo Angel up in support. Here's Milner. Oh, good goal! One silly mistake by Tottenham in midfield has cost them dearly. And James Milner scores on his home debut.
Well, it's a superb finish from James Milner. Well, Carrick lays the ball to Genus, very lazy. Perhaps Carrick should have helped in behind. Genus certainly should have done so. But let's take nothing away from James Milner, because his first touch wasn't the best, was it? Gets away from him slightly. When it does come to him, most important thing, keep it low, try and make the keeper work. He does better than that, he finds the corner. There's the first touch, just gets slightly away from him. Actually does him a favour, because it works it onto his favoured right foot. And it's an excellent finish. Can't blame Paul Robinson. I think it goes through the legs of one of the Tottenham players. It's a good finish.
And amazingly now, all 5 goals that Villa have scored in the Premier League this season have come in the opening 11 minutes. That has really rocked Tottenham. And they were the architects of their own downfall then. Carrick dispossessed. Villa flying. Just the start they wanted after the demoralising defeat at Upton Park. Barros on to Barry. King across to cover. Well, Carrick has made a very uncertain start to this match, and it's ironic he's been outstanding for them so far this season. His challenge gets it away. Palmer. Great ball for Barros. If he'd have connected properly or even looked up to see the onrushing Angel, it could have been 2-0.
Well, that's exactly what Angel was saying. Why didn't you pass to me? And I think, Barros, you're always going to shoot from there. You do very well to see Angel. Just didn't connect with it. Good run, though.
Now he slipped and recovered well under pressure from Rashak. Ridgewell. King stepping up, trying to play Barros offside. It doesn't matter anyway. Play goes on. A worrying start this for Spurs, who've gone 3 games without a win or even a goal Almost 5 hours of football now since they last scored against Middlesbrough in a 2-0 home win. And a bit of confusion at the back there between Mellberg and Sorensen could have prevented Aston Villa holding on to that early lead.
There wasn't enough pace on the ball. Got in the right mess, Sorensen and Mellberg, but they got away with it. He's saying sorry. Just about got away with that one.
Actually made his Villa debut against Tottenham 4 years ago now, the Swedish international. He's gone on to make over 150 appearances. And Ridge will do a lot on that back pass as well.
Little tester, wasn't it?
Good clearance by Sorensen. Away by Gardner. Here's Milner. His first Villa goal coming inside the opening 5 minutes here. And he's gone on to the return ball. And he's got plenty of targets for the cross. It should have been two. Patrick Berger missed an absolute sitter.
Well, I think he did miss a sitter, but let's not take nothing away from Robinson. It was a good save. Had to adjust his body.
Astonishing start to this game. As Genius gets around Davis, but the young Irishman recovered well. Barosh. Is that a handball? Nothing given.
It was a handball. Steve Bennett didn't see it.
Carrick. Tainio under pressure. Genius. Here's Staltieri. Didn't really look where he was playing that one, and that's most unlike Michael Carrick.
Well, he didn't, but he needed a runner. It's exactly how they conceded the first goal. And Carrick this time, rather than giving it square, he thought, I'll help it in behind, but no one was running for him.
And Hell's offside. New partnership up front, of course, for Villa. First time that Angel and Barosh have started a game together. Just to confirm that Kevin Phillips had a calf injury in the warm-up and can't take his place on the substitutes bench. Luke Moore has stepped in for him instead.
It really should have been 2-0, shouldn't it? Lovely play from James Milner. Good return from Angel. Does everything right, Milner. Flashes it across the goal. I think that's a good save from Paul Robinson. Perhaps Berger, yes, he should have scored. It's always difficult as a goalkeeper when your body's going one way. You've got to adjust your feet, and he's done that well. That's why he's England's #1.
Well, we're used to Patrick Berger scoring spectacular goals. He doesn't get many tap-ins. That was certainly of the latter variety, or should have been.
He leaves them for the forwards, I think, Al. Quite right. Normally gets the 35-yarders. They're the bread and butter ones. Get your head over it, keep it low. Perhaps trying to go across the keeper. Should have aimed for the near post.
First game Berger has started since he came from Pompey. Got an injury in pre-season. Milner on to Barosh. Very lively start ball made here. No doubt the criticism of their manager and their fans still ringing in their ears after Monday night.
Exactly what David O'Leary would have wanted. Said about getting the fans on your side. Early goal always helps.
Berger swings it in. Away by Michael Carrick. Villa have twice let the lead slip in matches this season and have gone on to draw against Bolton and Portsmouth. Davis plays it in. Angel was offside. Good header away by Mellberg. Carrick picks up the loose ball. Reed onto Lee. Gardner. Staltieri just got his foot through that one. It was a bit of an uneasy ball played to him.
Well, I think what Aston Villa have done, It's obviously come from the manager. He said to them, don't let them play. When they have got it, put them under pressure. Test their first touch. Can they pass it under pressure? And at the moment, Tottenham can't do that. Villa doing really well, chasing the ball down and forcing mistakes like that.
Very calm from Sorensen. Baumer. Berger. Here's Davis. Hughes. Oh, I had to stretch. Davis.
Well, 3 shots from Aston Villa. 1 from Spurs, that Ledley King header. Most important thing, 3 on target. Not sure they'll be able to maintain that. Just shows you what a good start they've made, Aston Villa.
It's been the perfect response. And again, Spurs guilty of giving the ball away. Genius this time. Just haven't got into their rhythm yet, Tottenham.
Well, they haven't, but they're not being allowed to. Genius at fault for the goal. Another sloppy pass there.
Davis looking for the goal scorer, Milner, but presents it straight to young Pioli. Reed just dropped his shoulder and lost Davis. Jermaine Defoe. Here's Lee again. Defoe. Reed looking for the head of Rashak. Defoe's up with him. And Rashak doing well. The big Polish international has got good footwork to go with his obvious physical attributes. Reed tries to get it back to him. It's come out to Tainio. Well, he connected well, but always well wide of target. Now Carrick. Tottenham's best period of possession this. Canadian international Staltieri again looking for Rashak. Milner had to clear his lines with a little bit of panic.
It was better from Tottenham, wasn't it? Nice little spell of possession. A couple of good crosses into the box. They've just got to settle down. It was a sloppy goal to concede, no doubt about that. Certainly not a lost game. Just find their way into the match.
Hesitation at the back as well by Tottenham. They were expecting an offside flag, and it never came. Does well to win the ball back off King. Running repairs for Milan Baros, who in the week when Liverpool, of course, started their defence of the European Cup they won last week, which he helped them to win last season, rather. He was on a windswept training ground here in the Midlands as Aston Villa were trying to put right all the things that went wrong on Monday night. Well, he doesn't look too happy, but I'm sure he's delighted at the response from his players.
I think you've got to respond. I think any team can lose 4-0. It's the way you respond in the next match. Very positive so far from Villa.
Carrick. It's a great ball for Tainio. Baumer hooks it away. Patrick Berger on. Nothing, read the bounce, but only just. Staltieri. And inadvertently, because he didn't know much about it, Baumer wins the throw for Villa. There's Gareth Barry. They were a disappointing 10th last season, 12 wins in their 38 league games, and they also went out in the early rounds of both the FA Cup and the Carling Cup. Right decision there. Baros prevented from going on to the return ball by an obvious foul, even though Saltieri clearly doesn't agree.
I think it was a foul on the first one. When Barros tried to run in behind him, certainly a foul on the second one.
Ridgewell, the tallest Villa player, forward for this free kick. Mellberg just behind him. It's Milner who delivers, but straight into the hands of Robinson, who withstood a strong challenge from Mellberg. Defoe hasn't given up on that yet. He has now.
He's unlucky, Defoe. Not renowned for his heading. Nearly won the header and got on the end of it himself.
Gardner's clearance. Mellberg with a good, firm, defensive header out. Angel winning it back for Villa. And then presenting it to Carrick. A little untidy passage of play in midfield. Gareth Barry, perhaps happier in that role wider left, but brought into the centre of midfield today because of the injury to McCann. Lee Henry disappointed not to get the verdict. He's on the bench.
It really was a super finish from James Milner. That's where Carrick should have helped him behind. Gina should have done it as well. Good play though from Barros. Often accused of having his head down. Nothing wrong with that bit of play. And a stunning finish from Milner. Paul Robinson's view of it. Shuffles across the goal, but when the ball goes through the Tottenham defender's legs, makes it difficult for him to get anywhere near it. Made a good start to the match, Milner. Point to prove, perhaps, coming to Aston Villa.
He is officially on loan here. Mellberg's clearance. It's a good ball by Lee to Reed. Gardner. Villa's pressure in midfield forced Tottenham to backpedal, and then a very loose clearance by Robinson hit straight at Angel.
His kicking's normally so good, Paul Robinson. Got away with that one.
Tottenham have had goalless draws at Blackburn and at home against Liverpool, with a 2-0 defeat against Chelsea sandwiched in between. And before Milner's goal, that was the only game this season in which they conceded. Defoe up against Ridgewell. Grappling going on. Defoe doing well. Tayo! Should have been 1-1.
Absolutely no doubt about that. Wonderful play from Jermaine Defoe. Didn't really have any right to get to the ball. Over the top. Perhaps Ridgewell should have dealt with it. He didn't. He does well, Defoe. Holds the ball up. No one to pass to. Gets in a good cross. Antonio's leaning back. Got to hit the target. Keeps it low, he scores.
The Finnish international was left out for the previous game against Liverpool after starting the first four. He could have sealed his return with what would have been his first Tottenham goal. Carrick. Rashak. Taken away by Lee. Mellberg's clearance. Barry beaten to it. Now Reed. Saltieri for Tottenham. Jermaine Defoe. Good defending by Ridgewell. There's Milner. It was meant to be an early ball for Barros, but he got that one all wrong. Front two, putting plenty of pressure on the Tottenham back four when they're in possession.
I think they've obviously worked on it in training. Defending from the front. It's easy to say the defence conceded 4 goals. Defending always does start from the front. Not that I've done much of it when I played, of course, but I think managers always say that.
Too busy scoring goals, weren't you?
Sometimes.
Jermaine Genius. On to Defoe, who's made a habit of scoring goals in his brief career.
That was a good effort. He's worked the ball nicely onto his right foot. So good in these tight situations. Very little backlift from Jermaine Defoe. That's what makes him such a good forward. Just one step, launch yourself into it.
Top scorer for Tottenham last season with 22 goals. Rashak. Tottenham's away form has improved this season. They drew at Blackburn and won at Pompey, but they only managed one away win in the Premiership since Boxing Day last year. That was the win at Fratton Park. They still find themselves a goal behind here midway through the first half. And Angel's layoff. Davis knocks it on for Barrosh. Oh, great skill. Free kick, had to be.
Might do well to get away with that, getting a yellow card here. Ledley King, excellent play from Barrosh.
The Tottenham captain pleads his case. Mr. Bennett won't be swayed.
I think sometimes you just get beat by good skill, and that's what happened. That was to the best of defenders. He is a good young one. Great skill though from Barrosh.
Ledley King's second appearance of the season this. He missed the first 4 matches with a groin injury. Not the best delivery, easy for Carrick to clear. Best throw either by Patrick Berger. Genius onto Tainio. Carrick caught in possession. They've not looked at all sharp in midfield today, Tottenham.
Well, they haven't, particularly Carrick and Genius. Just haven't quite got into the pace of the game. Getting closed down very quickly by the Villa players. At the moment, not being able to deal with it. It's okay when you've got lots of time on the ball. Got to play under pressure sometimes, particularly when you're the away team.
Carrick just waiting for Gardner to make his way forward. And he's the target. Tainio. Carrick. Gardner's still forward from the earlier free kick.
Well, that was a better ball from Michael Carrick. Unfortunately, the header from Gardner too close to Sorensen.
Tainio wins it back off Patrick Berger. Defoe. Barry goes down and wins the free kick to his relief because Rashak could have been clear. Spurs were 9th last season, 1 place and 5 points ahead of Aston Villa. Well, sweeping that free kick out, well, it should have been onto the head of Angel. Still 1-0 to Villa, and that was the score, the final score, when the two teams met in the corresponding game here last season, back in November. Spurs do have an awful record at Villa Park, just 1 win in their last 19 visits. Lay off to Lee. The early ball for Defoe. Palmer did well, but that could have been a handball. It was. It's a penalty. He seemed to have dealt with the first problem, but the linesman was perfectly placed to judge that he used his arm.
Yeah, it wasn't the referee who gave it, it's the assistant referee. Watch the left arm come up. There's the left arm, it's a definite penalty. Good decision by the assistant.
Well, we've seen one home debutant Milner score. Another, Baumer, has given away a penalty. And Jermaine Defoe normally doesn't miss from the spot.
Good save. It was a good save. Didn't quite hit it cleanly. I think it might well have gone into the ground first. It was right in the corner. Just bobbles. He hits it into the ground. It's a good save though from Sorensen.
And Tottenham's misfortune in front of goal continues. So does Jermaine Defoe's, who's now gone 3 matches without a goal after scoring in the first 2 this season. Yoll's team were gifted the opportunity to get back into this game, but the gift remains unwrapped. To the huge relief, by the way, of Wilfried Baumer. And it goes to Rashak. Berger winning it back for Villa, and they've got pace on the counter-attack like this. Berger trying to play it inside to Ankal. All the total confusion there. Staltieri and Gardner getting in each other's way.
Ankal was unlucky. A terrific run from him.
Lively match here at Villa Park. Long for Defoe. Melberg seems to be in control, but that was a nervy clearance as well.
He rushed his clearance. It was Baumer who got caught out before. Defoe is so lively. If you do dally on the ball, you will get in trouble. That's how the penalty was given. Melberg not taking any chances there.
It's a good-looking cross towards Rashak. Ridgewell's clearance was important. Staltieri. Well, that's where Villa have been so good today, winning the ball inside the opposition half and inside that middle third of the field. Rashak onto Defoe. Clearance by Hughes. And Barros speaking to it this time by Staltieri. Genus, who just cannot get into this game at all. Barry. A relieved Baumer. Here's Davis. Strong challenge from behind, but the referee saw nothing wrong with it. Gardner's got away with that. Here's Reed. Lee overlapping. 2 in the middle, Defoe and Rashak. Really
disappointing finish, slipped at the end. There's the penalty incident. Was it a penalty? Watch the left arm come up from Baumer. Absolutely no doubt about that. Defoe appeals immediately, and this is his kick. Watch him hit the ball into the ground. There you go, bounces, then it reaches Sorensen. That's what takes the pace off. It was going in the corner, still difficult to save.
Sorensen guessed the right way, and proved to be crucial.
He'll be disappointed, Jermaine Defoe. Does like taking penalties. Good way to get yourself on the score sheet. Just didn't strike it cleanly enough.
Seem to remember that Sorensen had a pretty good record for saving penalties with his previous club, Sunderland. And Barros quite clearly pulling the shirt of the defender then. The linesman has flagged.
There's no doubt about this one now. Just a slight pull of the shirt, I think, there.
Well, full marks to the manufacturers. It withstood that considerable stress. Gardner. Pump forward for Rashak. Away by Melba. And then Gareth Barry climbing all over Timu Tainio. Ginas. Here's Stalteri. Defoe, the flag's gone up, however. Free kick to Aston Villa.
He must have given Defoe offside there. Just helped him behind from Michael Carrick. Defoe coming back in. Well, they've managed to change this round, haven't they, Spurs? Haven't altered the score, though. And that's the reason why. One on target.
Gardner, surely then, was climbing all over Juan Pablo Angel.
Well, again, the assistant didn't flag that time. That's probably why Steve Bennett didn't give it. Well, I thought it was a foul. Clumsy challenge from Gardner.
And once again, the linesman upsets the home fans. Milner inquiring as to exactly why Tottenham have been given a free kick. Well, let's remind you of that massive game, should you need reminding, tomorrow at Anfield. We start at 11, it kicks off at 12 noon. It's Liverpool against Manchester United on Sky Sports 1. Also on Prem Plus at 1:30, Blackburn Rovers against Newcastle United. Good run here by Ginas, and an even better tackle by Gareth Barry. Berger. Offside.
It was a shame, because it was a fantastic tackle from Gareth Barry. And what I liked about it is not only did he tackle, he carried on his run. Eventually offside, but wonderful midfield play. Here's a tackle. Watch him get the ball. Just gets the ball first. Ginas appealing. I think it was a good tackle.
Rashak the target for Robinson's free kick, and he won the header. Milner caught napping by Reed. Barry sliding in again. Here's Lee. Carrick. They'll come back well from the disappointment of missing that penalty, Tottenham. Stalteri. Ginas. Back to the fullback. Out to Carrick. That's a good effort and a fine save.
There's another fine save from Sorensen. His Carrick just whips it. Tries to, I thought Ginas could have had a shot there. Have a swing at it with your right foot. When it does come out to Carrick, feints to whip it to the left and then cuts across the ball. And that's a good save at full stretch from Sorensen.
Well, there was speculation in the Midlands that Thomas Sorensen could have been left out of the Aston Villa starting lineup today. David O'Leary rubbished the very suggestion. Couldn't even understand why anyone would think that way. And certainly his goalkeeper has made two excellent saves.
I think he was certainly at fault for the third West Ham goal the other night. Generally, I think he's an excellent keeper, Sorensen. And you've got to judge keepers over their performances across the season, not just on the one game.
Here's Tainio, whose miss earlier in the half is beginning to look serious at the moment. Lee, Reed. Header away by Ridgewell, who's coped well with the threat of Rashak so far. Now Ginas again for Tottenham. Oh, good run. And then ran into trouble, straight into Gareth Barry. Excellent control by Angel. And on for Barros to chase. Two defenders around him, though. Gardner's gone down with an injury.
He looks in trouble as well, Gardner. What a whack. I'm not sure if he clash with his own player there, holding his fire. Perhaps just a dead leg. Certainly signalled to the bench very early.
Played in every game so far, Anthony Gardner, who ironically is an Aston Villa fan, or was as a schoolboy when he was brought up not far from here in Stafford. They have Nuruddin Naybet as a potential replacement on the bench should Gardner be unable to continue. And he looks in a lot of pain, doesn't he?
He does. I think it will be Naybet if he comes on. He's the only real defensive player on the bench. Was there a clash with Gardner, or does he just pull up at the top there? He just pulls up. No one near him.
Strange one, that. You'd perhaps expect hamstrings to go in that situation, but it's clearly not a hamstring injury.
Well, it possibly could be. The fact he's holding the outside of his leg, it could be a thigh muscle gone. I don't think he's going to play any more part in this game, though. Disappointing for him.
What a blow. He's got a birthday as well on Monday. It'll be 25, Anthony Gardner. And the former Port Vale man will be stretchered off, and Naybet preparing to replace him. So even more disruption for Tottenham. They had a pretty miserable first half one way and another. Chris Hughton taking the opportunity during this stoppage to give some advice to Andy Reid. Still in a lot of pain. You won't get much of a sympathetic reception on this side of the ground where the Villa fans are. And the vastly experienced Moroccan international just waiting to be signalled on here by Mr. Bennett. This will be his first appearance of the season. He's previously been on the bench for every single game. Played over 30 times for the first team last season.
He's gone straight into the back four. Naybet, Stalteri staying at right back. He'd been filling in for Gardner. Naybet in there alongside Ledley King now.
So can Villa exploit what is bound to be a short period of uncertainty with a new pairing at the heart of the Tottenham back four? Rashak with the header on, Defoe right behind him, and he took a thump in the back from Mellberg. Free kick in a very dangerous position.
Well, I think it was a clumsy challenge from Mellberg. The ball is coming into Defoe. The flick on from Raziak, and just plows into the back of him. Good position here for Spurs, coming up towards half-time. Really got to try and work the keeper.
Quite a debate going on amongst the Tottenham players as to who's the best one to take this. Well, the referee just lays down the law, in fact shows a yellow card to Milan Baros, who had better keep his complaints to himself now. King's been sent away, so I would imagine either Reid or Defoe will be looking to get this one on target.
I think it'll be Defoe.
No, it was Reid. Straight back in by Stalteri, who had to be quick to reach the loose ball then. Naybet gets his first touch.
A poor free kick from Spurs, good position. Just played it straight into the wall. Like to have seen Defoe have a thump. Great power. 20 yards out, he'd have fancied his chances.
Carrick nips in and then took a heavy challenge from the young Irishman Davis.
Well, I think he's had a pretty good game so far, Steve Bennett, but I'd like to see him play on there. It wasn't too bad a foul. Tottenham in possession. Can always come back and have a little word with Steve Davis. Don't need to stop the game now.
Genus, who's flitted in and out of the game so far. Carrick. On to King. Lee wide on the left. Reed's available short. But he goes for the cross, and it was a poor one.
He's got to do better there.
Just to confirm, the yellow card for Milan Baros, presumably for some kind of dissent. Naybet. And there again, an example of how hard Villa have worked in the opposition half.
Well, I've talked about it. Just defending from the front. Both Angel and Barros have been excellent. Not letting the defenders settle on the ball, pick their passes, chase down the keeper.
Once again, it nearly paid off. It could yet. They've certainly unsettled Tottenham at the back. Barry looking for Baros. King wins the header. Here's Carrick. Genus finding some room in the middle. Or a loose ball from Staltieri. Been too much of that really from Tottenham's point of view in this first half. And then another poor pass by Genus. I would think Mr. Yol will have a few harsh things to say to his players at half-time.
Well, they've had a few chances, but I think their passing's been sloppy. And they need to up the tempo. They've got to match Aston Villa. Their tempo's been excellent. And I think they just needs a little bit more from his Tottenham players. Just raise their game, tighten up on the passing as well. Too many times they've given the ball away. They're looking for more from his team in the second half.
Davis. Milner turns it back to Hughes. Now Mellberg. Davis picking up the pieces well in midfield. He's played every game for Villa so far this season, the 20-year-old. Well, David O'Leary was keen to say that the way West Ham played on Monday night was the way he wants his team to play, with eagerness and an appetite and a hunger to go and win the ball. All the things they didn't display on Monday, they certainly have so far today.
Yeah, I think they've done it very well. It's only half a job done. Got to do it in the second half. It's been a very positive performance over from Aston Villa.
And it could get better as Baros pursues that ball. Now Baumer. Interesting cross. Angel! Straight at the goalkeeper, but a good reaction nonetheless by Paul Robinson. Milner goes down. No free kick given. The linesman on that far side didn't to raise his flag.
Well, the assistant didn't give it, but the referee has.
Yeah.
But here's the save. Angel at the far post. I think he must have seen it late. Good save again from Robinson.
And the award of a free kick, a curious one really, because the linesman was, what, 5 yards away from the incident?
Yep,
didn't give anything. Mr. Bennett, who was some distance away, did.
Took a long look at it, Steve Bennett, but he has given it.
Bridgewell trying to get away from his marker. Mellberg still up there as well. Genus hooks it clear in the end. Reed's got a long run at this one. And can't get over the halfway line.
Yeah, 3 players running after him. Just about sums up the performance from Villa.
Ironic cheers from the home fans. The decision goes their way. Carrick's ball forward for Defoe. Brashak. On back brilliantly again by Villa. How often have I said that in this first half? There's Milan Baros. And Hell is in the centre. Here he is. Great turn. Another fine save. This game could have been beyond Tottenham's reach already.
Well, that was an even better save. This time using his feet.
Villa won't want this first half to come to an end. Tottenham most certainly will. Here's Defoe. Reed to his left. Rashak in the middle, he's the target. Rashak's header. Just in behind Genus. And now there's a break on at the other end. Clever ball from Angel to Milner. Really open this game. Here's Baros. Terrific defending by Ledley King, and a foul has been given against Baros. The referee's waved play on anyway. This time, ironically, the linesman did flag. Rashak. Tainio. Here's Reed. No problem for Sorensen. But intent on just keeping possession now and seeing out this first half, which they have done. England's number one has made sure Tottenham have still got something to play for in the second half. 3 excellent saves from him. And at the other end, the Dane Thomas Sorensen saving from the penalty spot to deny Jermaine Defoe what would have been a Tottenham equaliser. The only goal of the game coming in the first few minutes. A debut goal at Villa Park for James Milner. Villa have played with a passion and a desire that would have delighted their manager. Tottenham surely can only get better. Aston Villa 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0 at half-time.
Yes, it has been a huge improvement by Aston Villa after the horrors of Monday night. We'll have George's thoughts after the break. Spurs certainly haven't helped themselves. They're defending poorly. They had a golden chance to score their first goal in 3.5 games, but Thomas Sorensen denied Defoe. Football first, coming up this evening with Claire Tomlinson. Charlton against Chelsea is the game of the day. Match choice as well. It's all from 8:25 on Sky Sports 1. And from La Liga this evening, it's Valencia against Deportivo La Coruña from 7 on Sky Sports Extra. Half-time at Villa Park, and Aston Villa lead Spurs by a 1-0. A rather sorry Spurs, it has to be said. We expected much from them, but in the first 45 minutes they haven't delivered, have they? No,
they haven't, Marcus, but full credit to Aston Villa. David O'Leary wanted a reaction, and he's obviously got it, especially in the first 15 minutes. I thought they really came out the traps, very energetic, really competitive, whereas Spurs come out very relaxed, you know, wanted just to compete when they were on the ball, passing the ball around at their pace. I thought the tempo of Villa's game was much more competitive, much quicker, and they got their just rewards, which is a good goal.
Well, despite Villa's superiority, Spurs were given a golden opportunity to get back into the game. It's a moment of madness from Wilfried Baumer, isn't it? You were convinced straight away it was a penalty, but why does he do what he does?
Why does he put his arm up in the air, Marcus? There was no need to. He's already shrugged off the challenge, but his arm should not be above his head, and it was definitely a penalty.
But it wasn't struck with great belief. Fair save from Sorensen despite that.
No, better than a fair save. You know, he's gambled, went to his right and made a very good save.
Well, it's a great concern for Spurs now, George. 3.5 games without a goal, and when your leading striker Defoe is doing that from the penalty spot, you know you've got problems. Yeah,
they made chances, Marcus. And the thing is about the actual game, both defences are still very suspect in my view, and I think there's more goals to come. And when you think both goalkeepers, you know, especially Robinson's, had fantastic saves, and they've kept the scoreline 1-0.
Mistake by Jermaine Genus, which led to the Aston Villa goal. Also a lot of space for James Milner, fine finish that it may be.
First of all, a very bad ball from Genus, but Barrows does brilliant here and picks him out here. But look at the Spurs players. You know, three of them at the finish don't get a challenge on them. They've got to close the ball down there and at least make a deflection or a challenge. There's 3 players around, hits it in between it. Great finish, by the way.
Do Spurs have a slight excuse because they're not yet a settled side? Perhaps they're not sure what each other is doing?
Well, Marcus, I've been told by a few people that they've started the season really nice and solid and playing some good stuff, especially last 2 weeks ago against Liverpool. They've been playing good football and there's a lot expected from them. Today, it looks as if they're taking one step backwards. They want to play a nice slow tempo, get on the ball, pass it nice and simple, good to watch, but they've got to have more passion, a quicker tempo to their game and more of an end product.
And had it not been for their goalkeeper, Paul Robinson, they would probably be 3 down, at least at half-time. He's pulled off some excellent saves to deny first Berger here and then Angel on a couple of occasions. Should Berger have done better with that?
It's a difficult one. It just bounced before him, and I think he's actually tried to side foot it in here. It just bounces before he strikes it. Difficult one, but again, hit the target, and Robinson's made a very, very good save.
Angel's looked back to his best. Under a little bit of pressure for his place now, he's responding, isn't he?
Bit disappointing there. Great cross-field ball here. Ledley was cut out of position, Ledley King there. Good header by Angel, heading it down.
And this was the best save of the 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, tremendous save. Actually, I thought he saved it with his hand, Marcus, but you got it right there. His right foot, he stopped it with his right foot. But again, you know, just goes to show that he is the top goalkeeper in England just now.
Only 1 win in their last 19 visits to Villa Park for Spurs. It's a familiar story for their travelling fans. But for the Aston Villa supporters, after the horrors of Monday night, it's going according to plan. Cracking day to look forward to tomorrow. Super Sunday, Liverpool against Manchester United on air at 11. Note the early kick-off time, 12 o'clock. Sky Sports 1 for that. From the Championship, Derby in Southampton, 3:30 on Sky Sports 1. And from Spain, tomorrow 6 o'clock, also Sky Sports 1. Espanyol against Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid at home to Barcelona. And also tomorrow, George and I will be back to see if Newcastle can finally kick-start their season. Michael Owen looking for his first goal, of course. They're at Blackburn. It's from 1:30 on this channel. Aston Villa leading Spurs by 1-0 at the break. George, I just wonder, briefly, will David O'Leary be concerned that his team haven't killed it off already?
Definitely, Marcus. I mean, you know, they could be 2 or 3-0 up Villa at half-time, you know, and you always think Spurs have got to improve. So the second half is going to be fascinating to see if Villa can get them more than 1 goal or the Spurs hit back.
Let's rejoin Tony Cottee and Alan Parry.
Welcome back. James Milner's goal still separates the sides. No changes made by either manager during the half-time interval. Tottenham, remember, equal their best ever start to a Premier League season by taking 7 points from their opening 3 games. They actually went top of the table for what it was worth after beating Middlesbrough last month. But they've now gone 3 matches without a win or a goal, 3.5 if you count today. And they've got some tough league games coming up. They face both Arsenal and Manchester United in October. Carling Cup starts for both these teams next week as well. Both up against in-form League 2 teams. Tottenham go to Grimsby, Villa go to Wickham. Well, Jermaine Genius will certainly be looking for an improvement, I think, on a disappointing first-half performance. But then again, you could say that of many of his teammates, really, Tony.
Yeah, I don't think he'll want to see the video of the first half. Still settling into his new club, but you're quite right, Alan. I mean, it wasn't just Genius. I think you could certainly point the finger at 4 or 5 Tottenham players didn't play to their best form. They've got to improve, otherwise they're going to go down. And these are the sort of games, if they've got ambitions to get into Europe that we spoke about at the start of the match, these are the sort of games you've got to come and get at least a point if you don't play well.
Early test for Mellberg. His header has dropped kindly for Ree. On to young Pioli, who made an impressive debut against Liverpool last week. Struggled to get into the game quite as much today and misses out this time as well. Milner's clearance straight to Nedved, who, remember, replaced the injured Anthony Gardner just before half-time. Defoe, great turn by him. Staltieri gets it back from Genius. Wild ball forward, easily read. And a good find by Milner, who goes onto the return, but it won't count because the offside flag went up the moment it was played through. Gareth Barry bursting into the centre as well, but I think it was Barros who was offside.
It certainly was. Barros offside. Barry's nowhere near offside. You can see Ledley King steps up to play Barros offside. I think you've got to give it. Perhaps if he'd have stood still, Barros, he might have got away with it. It's the old argument about was he or wasn't he offside. I think they got that one right.
Baumer. Barros. He missed kicks this time, but it still finds a Villa target. And Davis. Defoe's been given offside. Ridgewell sweeping it forward for Angel, who finds Barros. Not easy that for Robinson. He had to make absolutely sure that he crossed the line and the ball didn't.
Maybet done well there. Barros just about to shoot. Wasn't over the line.
It's been a busy day for Paul Robinson, making his 50th appearance for Spurs here. Ironically, it was David O'Leary that gave him his senior debut for Leeds some 7 years ago now. They're caught napping a little bit there, Villa. Carrick. And Baumer waited and waited for the ball to go out of play. He got his wish in the end.
Better ball in, though, from Andy Reid. They've still got to try and get a few more bodies forward, Spurs. Defoe's look lively. When Reid gets it, you know he's got a quality left foot. You know he's going to put the ball in there. He needs runners. He needs Raziak in there. Genus, Carrick, Tanio. They've got to arrive, get bodies in the box. It's the only way they're going to score.
Well, the only thing that will have disappointed David O'Leary so far is that his team's lead is such a slender one. Had it not been for Paul Robinson in the Tottenham goal, it could have been a comfortable lead. Barros, Villa fans have taken to him instantly. And remember, of course, he helped his case immensely by scoring 11 minutes into his debut here against Bolton rather. Back by King. On by Rashak. Now Naybet for Tottenham. Easy for Hughes. That's great defending by Ledley King. Lee. Now King has lost possession. And even those long legs of his couldn't wrestle the ball back off Milner. Here's Barry. Baumer. It was a difficult ball to control. But he's got it back. Everything seems to be going Villa's way at the moment. Barros starts his run. Wasn't a bad ball, was it?
He's been excellent, Barros. Held the ball up really well. Berger couldn't quite get on the end of it. His hold-up play, general movement, linked up well with Angel. It really is an exciting prospect to have him at Villa Park this season.
Player very much with a point to prove. Despite his, 4 years at Anfield, he was never fully established as a first choice for Liverpool. Here's Milner, the goal scorer. Tries his luck with his left foot this time. Now Reid. Genus. On to Staltieri. Canadian finds Tanyo, who's been a fringe figure, really. And under pressure here from Gareth Barry. Good recovery. Very good. Davis. Now, how often has he done that today? He just seems to be in the right place at the right time.
An excellent game, Stephen Davis. One of those unsung sort of players, works really hard for the team. So effective, though.
Carrick. Tainio looking for the head of Rashak. It's a tactic they've used a lot today, but not very much success, Tottenham.
Well, you're right, they have played the long ball forward. I think he is an option, isn't he, Raziak? If you are going to do that, you've got to get the runners. And again, there was only Defoe in the box. Makes it very difficult.
And Mido is suspended.
I think they've got a good player on the bench, though, if required. They must be thinking about Robbie Keane at the moment, Martin Yol.
Here's Reed. On to Lee. Villa's back four has coped pretty comfortably so far. But now Defoe, twisting and turning in that familiar style. Lee. Villa have worked so hard to deny Spurs space. Rashak finds some, though. Decent ball in. Could have done with Rashak on the end of it. Reed. Clever. Great return by Lee. Reed, can he pick out the right cross? No, is the answer. Good work by Angel. That is splendid play. Milner. Only Barosh forward at the moment for Aston Villa. That's why Milner's slowed it down. Gareth Barry. Took a deflection, but it was a kind one as it happened for Tottenham.
Just came off Ledley King, took the sting out of the shot.
Another offside decision, this time against Rashak, who's cup-tied and can't play in the match at Grimsby on Tuesday night. And, of course, with Mido still suspended, it looks as though Robbie Keane's going to get a rare opportunity to start a game. On the bench again today.
Well, he must be frustrated. I'm a big fan of Robbie Keane. I think he's an excellent player. Just wants to play.
Given away by Rashak. And Hell proved strong enough to win the throw for Villa. Well, it looks as though he might have a bit of a problem there, doesn't he? Grimacing with pain.
He needs to try and run it off. Sometimes if you just got a little whack, you can run them off. We'll know within the next couple of minutes.
And of course the obvious replacement, Kevin Phillips, had to pull out in the few minutes before the kickoff. He was named amongst the substitutes, but got injured in the warm-up. Reed's foul. Swings it in. Sensible decision to punch away by Robinson. Baumer. Patrick Berger with a good strong header. Ridgewell. Everyone hesitated. Huge kick by Robinson. But he certainly had to win that header, Wilfred Baumer.
He done well. If Defoe was in, if he'd have let it bounce, Defoe would have been in on goal. Trying to make up for that earlier error, giving away the penalty.
David O'Leary convinced that Baumer will be a terrific addition to the Villa squad when he settles. Tainio back in towards Rashak, will hit the deck. It's fallen kindly for Jermaine Defoe. He doesn't need two opportunities to pull the trigger.
It's that little half a yard again. Done it in the first half. When he gets it, just always looks for the half a yard. Watch the little touch. He gets it under control. Little touch to the right. Strikes it. And he's unlucky. Goes through Baumer's legs, I think. Pulls it across the goal. Looking very sharp tonight, Defoe. Not had the best of service as well, I might add. They need him to get a goal to get back into this match.
And of course, he had the best opportunity to get that goal from the penalty spot in the first half. Foul on Tainio. Interesting that people predicting that this could be Tottenham's best season for a long time. They are one of 7 clubs who've played in every season of the Premier League since its formation. But interestingly, they're the only one of the 7 who've never finished in the top 5. 7th is their highest ever position. That was 10 years ago as well, under Jerry Francis. Disappointing record for a club who regard themselves, rightly or wrongly, as one of the major clubs in the land.
Well, traditionally, they was one of the original Big 5, wasn't they? Back in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. Just hasn't happened for them. There's a worrying stat, something they've got to look to put right.
Saltieri along the ground. It was meant for Defoe, but missed him by a yard.
He didn't really give him time to get set. That's what Jermaine's saying. He's saying he's marking me on the left side. You're playing it that side. Play it on the right.
Away by King. Ridgewell knocks it long. Things have gone a little quiet at Villa Park, and that will give Tottenham a glimmer of hope that maybe if they've silenced the crowd, they could subdue the Villa team as well. Reed onto Lee. Made it easy, didn't he, for Milner. Genus. Coming up to the hour mark. Still only 1 goal in it. Lee. Reed. Rashak climbs and gets to the loose ball. Here's Reed. It's a clever ball round the back for Tainio. Patrick Berger back defending.
He done well, spotted the danger. A good ball in from Reed. He had to deal with it.
Shaq was waiting, but the ball never reached him. Lee. Reed. Put tight there for the South Korean international. It's gone out of play anyway.
Yeah, the ball looked out of play to me. Justice done with the goal kick being given.
Bobby Keane warming up. I don't know how significant that is.
Well, I think they need to change it, Spurs. Got half an hour. Try and salvage something. Need a little bit of a lift. Someone to inspire them. I think he's the man.
Only started 1 game so far. They'll win a free kick. Played in quickly, Ridgewell against the underside of the bar. How unlucky was that? It caught Tottenham by surprise. Villa still steaming on here with Davis. Brilliant run. And then he couldn't provide the cross to match.
Well, they really should be 2 up, shouldn't they, Villa? Just wonder how good a contact Ridgewell gets on this. It's a great run. It's not a bad contact. Doesn't go over the line. Just got to try and keep it down. Just gets slightly underneath it. Another good chance, though.
And here's Defoe at the other end. Oh, that also hits the underside of the bar. Unbelievable.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that strike. He's so sharp, Defoe. Again, not on his favoured foot. It's on his left foot this time. Poor defending from Melberg. Defoe does everything right. Tries to stroke it in. Again, he gets slightly underneath it. That's a good chance for Defoe.
Well, that horizontal bar at either end of the ground has denied us 2 goals in the space of just over a minute. Here's Lee. Plenty forward here for Spurs. Disappointing that he couldn't get the cross in quicker.
And Spurs slowly edging in front with the attempts. Still not enough on target, though. That is their big problem.
Reed. Rashak's header. Defoe typically first to react, but it's broken kindly for Davis. King had to be exactly aware then of where Milan Baros was. Reed. Melberg's clearance has gone straight to Lee. Oh, it was unlucky. It was a decent ball by Davis, who's getting better and better in this game. But Baros caught offside.
Yeah, it was a good ball from Davis. Baros clearly offside there.
Ridgewell robs Rashak. Another fine run here by Baros. He's got Angel in support this time. And goes looking for the return, but the striker had other ideas.
That was a good effort. Some of the Tottenham defending is poor. Stalteri just sells himself. Tries to get back and does exactly the same thing. Perhaps a slight deflection. Good strike though from Angel.
Who got the winner against Spurs here a couple of seasons ago. And he's yet to score this season. Poor ball by Lee. And now he's got to take on Milner. Barry. Brought down by Jermaine Genius. Well, they'll know what to expect from Ridgewell this time. The Tottenham defenders. Only the crossbar prevented him getting what would have been his first senior goal for Villa. Berger knocks it up for Angel this time. There was an offside flag, however. Well, the game still intriguingly in the balance. And obviously Martin Jol has decided the time is right to introduce Robbie Keane. Rashak's header. Genius to Reed. Genius again. Here's Lee. Easy for Ridgewell. Neat bit of control by Young Pyo Lee. Villa have all 11 men inside their own half. Neighbour finding Stalteri. Berger working hard to track back. Reed. Lee. Good period this for Tottenham. Can they turn it into a goal though? Rashak. Goal kick.
I think they just got to get the final ball better, get some better quality in. Perhaps this man can inspire it. I'll be very interested to see where he actually plays. When he comes on, will he go up front? Will he play in the hole? Might well see him playing in the hole, trying to cause a few problems for Aston Villa.
Well, there obviously is going to be a slight tweaking of the Tottenham system. The player coming off is Andy Reid, the Republic of Ireland international, who's been playing wide left. It was David O'Leary, who actually signed Robbie Keane for Leeds from Inter Milan a few years ago. Offside yet again, Barosh.
Well, it looks like they put Defoe in the hole at the moment. Keane's gone up front with Raziak. Defoe at this moment in time just off the front two. There he is. There's the front two. I'm sure they'll change it around though. Keane and Defoe will interchange. We certainly don't want Defoe coming too deep. Needs to be in amongst the goals.
3/4 of the way through at Villa Park. Milner's goal, which came inside the opening 4 minutes, still separates these sides. Two teams who are very difficult to separate in recent years. Remember, 4 wins each and 4 draws in their last dozen meetings. Spurs have certainly enjoyed more possession in the last 10 minutes or so than probably at any other stage of the game.
Well, they have. It's just that final ball. They need to improve it.
King climbing high. But the header well away from target. Gareth Barry with a good ball forward, controlled and then miscontrolled by Barosh. Here's Tainio. King has remained forward and shows that the striker's nimble footwork. Lee, Rashak. Goes in from Carrick. Here's Lee again. Alma with a half clearance. Very good period of possession this for Tottenham. They've got to make it count though. Staltieri. That's aimed at Rashak. Easy for Sorensen.
Well, that's the goalkeepers all day long. I'm talking about the final ball. You've got to keep it away from the keeper. Training ground practice for Sorensen.
Barry. One over the top for Barash to pursue. And he got hurt.
Naibet who came across. He might catch him with his studs on the follow through. Perhaps the flailing elbow. Don't think there was too much in it.
Interesting, one of the criticisms of Milan Baroš in his time at Liverpool was that he wasn't a sufficient team player, didn't look up often enough, didn't bring other people into the game, but he seems to be doing that certainly today.
I was going to say, you can't accuse him of that today. It's been excellent for the team. Worked really hard, creating for his fellow teammate Engel up front with him. A really good job.
Alan Smith, the physio, just signalling to the bench that I think he needs a little bit more time to get Baroš ready to return. Clearly winded as Rashak heads it on here. Oh, a splendid effort! And Keane, within a couple of minutes of coming on the field, could so easily have brought Tottenham level.
It's that little bit of quality I was talking about. Fantastic strike. Another good save from Sorensen.
Baroš is back. I'm not quite sure how that found its way through from Naibet, but Sorensen seemed to see it coming late.
Well, this was a good chance. Great skill, so hard to hit this. He's on the full pace, on the volley. Really difficult skill.
At the other end, Tottenham appealing for an offside. As Baroš takes it on, the flag stays down. Tries to lay it on then for Angel. There's Milner. It's a good ball in. Very important header away by Staltieri. Davis. Villa's throw. Well, on their first half performance alone, Aston Villa, I think, would be furious if they didn't take anything other than the full 3 points from this game. But David O'Leary knows that 1-0 is so often not enough in the Premier League. Well, Wilfred Bouma is about to make way. J. Lloyd Samuel, whose place he's taken effectively, will replace him. Don't know whether that was an injury or just perhaps Bouma running out of steam.
It's a straight swap anyway. Left back for a left back.
Brought into the action straight away. A good ball too. Baros.
Another good effort. Had two choices. He could have headed it down, headed it inside to Davis, or take it on the outside. Opts for the latter, strikes it early as well. Good effort. Difficult skill, just slightly leaning back when he hits it.
Rashak with the header on. Keane. Did well. Genus. Carrick. Here's Lee. Swung in by Tainio, who's now switched over to this left-hand side. Samuel. Baros a lot to chase there. Push by Ridgewell. He believes he won the ball fairly and squarely.
Well, I think it was a knee in the back, and possibly studs in the back. I think Raziak's made the most of it. Watch Ridgewell. There you are, studs in the back. Can be painful.
Bang on the head of the Polish international for good measure from the 21-year-old Liam Ridgewell, who came through the youth system here. England under-21 international. Rashak's recovered sufficiently well to try and win the header. Milner's clearance. Spurs playing a risky game now, pushing so many on, looking for the equaliser. Got a lot of pace on the counter-attack with Ankel and Baros have Villa. Nabet, Carrick. All a bit tight there in the middle, isn't it? Keane. Genus. Patient football from Tottenham. But when the chance came to deliver a good cross, they failed to take it. Now Milan Baros has got four defenders around him. Now Nabet ran into him, or did he run into Nabet? That's for Mr. Bennett to decide.
We had a long way to go, didn't he? It's great skill from Baros. Definite foul from Nabet. If you watch Lee, the left back there, he's on the cover. I think it would have been a close competition who would have got to the ball first, and that's why only the yellow was given.
Third caution of the game. Berger's free kick, he's gone for goal. Claiming it took a deflection for a corner.
Well, I think it did. Yeah, it's a definite deflection. David O'Leary not happy at all. I think it's always difficult for the referees to spot it when it's hit so hard. If you're not at quite the right angle, you don't see it, and that's obviously what's happened. The fans certainly saw it.
Well, if that injustice turns into a Tottenham equaliser, they'll be very unhappy as Keane pulls it back into the wrong area as it happens. Now still voicing their disapproval. Lee. Carrick. In towards Rashak. Samuel did well to win the header against him. Barry helping it on to Patrick Berger. No offside here. It's Baros. It's should have been 2-0, game, set and match.
Well, it should have been. I think he gets caught in two minds. I think he really should have took it round him. A lovely run. He's onside, isn't he? It's an excellent decision again from the assistant. I think he's got to take it round the keeper. Could have gone to Robinson's right and then just pop it in with your left foot. I think he thought about it. Just opens his body, doesn't even hit the target. How many more chances are Villa going to waste? 1-0, such a dangerous scoreline.
And will all those misses, all those good saves by Robinson come back to haunt them here as we move into the last few minutes? A bit ambitious even by his high standards, that one. Huge encounter at Anfield tomorrow. It kicks off at 12. We're on air on Sky Sports 1 from 11 with Liverpool against Manchester United. Now don't forget there's another Prem Plus offering for you from Ewood Park. What a match that is. Blackburn Rovers against Newcastle United. The return to Blackburn of Graham Souness. Tries to thread it through. Here's Defoe. Clever skill by Jermaine Defoe. And in goes. Oh, yes, it's a brilliant finish from Robbie Keane. It's 1-1, and Villa have been made to pay for all those missed chances.
But I said they needed some inspiration. I gave him the big build-up, and he hasn't disappointed. This is a fantastic goal. Defoe's unlucky in the first place. But watch the touches from Keane. 1, 2, 3. It's because he takes the ball so early. That means that Sorensen hasn't got a hope to save it. He just rolls it left foot onto his right foot. It's a fantastic finish from Robbie Keane. He enjoyed that one. Just what they needed.
Well, Robbie Keane must be wondering what he's got to do to get into the starting 11. He scored 17 goals last season. The best total of his career. And he's come up with a vital one now for Tottenham. Wonderful, wonderful skill. And Villa cannot believe the scoreline. Just over 10 minutes to go. The game is back in the balance again. That's another corner. This time. And there's a break on here for Spurs. Keane. Well, he was rather more impressive, wasn't he, with his technique on the go.
Still coming down to earth after that goal, I think.
Didn't look any immediate danger when he latched onto the ball. He made the danger. Break their long duck, their first goal in well over 6 hours of football in the Premier League.
We've got to concentrate now. No point in getting level and conceding a soft goal. We need to clear the danger. And Villa need to make up for all the missed chances.
Disappointing free kick. Nothing disappointing about this, though, Tony.
No, it was a fantastic. Watch the first bit of skill from Robbie Keane. Just rolls it, uses his studs, left foot, right foot. For me, that's one of the goals of the season. It's so hard to do that skill at pace and adjust your feet. He sits past Sorensen before he's even had a chance to move. That was inspiration.
It was that kind of goal-scoring ability that persuaded David O'Leary to put him high on his list of priorities when he took over as manager of Leeds. As Tainio swings it in, he's there again. Headed away this time by Melba. Well, from looking as though they were going to be easily beaten, Tottenham are now in the mood to go on and win this game. Foul by Rashak, however. Defoe trying to pull away from the last defender, Mellberg. Lee. Berger's done well to shake off the attentions of Genus and find Barry, who's waiting for the support to arrive from J. Lord Samuel. Here he is. And he's done well. Back for Barry. A little bit over elaborate there, really, Villa.
It was the wrong option. I think he's got to shoot Gareth Barry. A good idea, but inside the area, on his favoured left foot, just shoot.
Milner forward for Baros. King's given it away, and that was a wild effort by young Milner when composure is what was needed.
They could have taken a touch. Just thrashed at the ball, really. I was talking about the final ball for Spurs. Got the attempts level, but the main one is those shots on target. And at last, they're now level with Villa. Mainly thanks to that man.
And in fairness, it has been a much improved second half display by Tottenham.
Well, it had to be. I think they took a while to get going in to start the second half, but they have had good possession. Just the final balls let them down. They've now got 3 good forwards on the pitch.
Tainio. Again, he wriggles his way out of trouble, Keane. And still eager to receive possession once more. There's Carrick. Defoe. King's pulled away. He's unmarked on the edge of the box again. He's gone for goal. Typical Defoe, that, isn't it?
Well, they can't let him do that, especially onto his right foot. Surely you've got to keep him going down the outside. Don't let him come inside and shoot. Eventually he'll score.
Baros. Game's wide open now. Either side could win this.
That was a tired shot in the end. But again, good play from Baros. This is the Defoe chance. I think you've got to keep him going down the outside. That's Mellberg, isn't it? Comes inside. Good save from Sorensen. Just keep him going down the outside. Don't show him inside.
Tainio. Is Lee. Spurs have got their first goal for 4 matches. Can they get their first win? Genus just kept going there, and Sorensen got lucky with the rebound.
I don't know whether he gave a foul, Steve Bennett, or not. It doesn't look like it. Genus going for the ball. Every right to. Again, good keeping.
Offside. Into the last 5 minutes of what's been an excellent, entertaining game at Villa Park. Straight out of play for an Aston Villa throw. Just finds Milner. And the ball just wouldn't sit down quickly enough for Milan Baros.
I think the tempo certainly dropped a little bit from Aston Villa in this second half, but you'd expect that. Still early part of the season. They just couldn't maintain the pace that they showed in the first half. They're starting to get a little bit tired, but they've got to keep their concentration.
Yes, a mistake now could throw away all Villa's good work for the first 45 minutes. Tottenham definitely looking the sharper at the moment, looking the more likely to go on and win this. Here's Rashak. Lee. Opens it up with the ball for Staltieri. It's disappointing by the Canadian. Now Nabet's got a problem here against the speedy Barros. Helped out though by Staltieri. Keane and Defoe have swapped over, if you like. Keane now dropping into that slightly deeper role and causing havoc. Carrick. River on the back foot here. Lee for Tottenham. Tainio. We had umpteen opportunities to pass the ball. Didn't take any of them.
Well, he had Carrick and Lee facing him. He's only got to roll it. Either one and they can cross it.
Easy for King. Good ball from Angel. Very important interception then by Nabet. Here's Milner. Well, I wouldn't think there's going to be too much stoppage time, so very close to the final whistle here. As Lee hits it long, hoping to pick out Defoe. Ridgewell's clearance, and Tottenham will keep the ball in that Villa half. Keane. Gone for goal again, but this time straight into Sorensen's hands, and a good early throw out by him to Patrick Berger. Yet again, the offside flag against Barros.
Well, I think both Barros and Angel certainly playing on the shoulder of the last defender. At the moment, just going fractionally early. Timing will come. But a much better performance from Tottenham in his second half. Deserved to be level. I think they'll probably settle for a point after their poor first half performance.
Lee. Keane. Spurs really do believe they can still win this. There'll be 3 minutes stoppage time. Keane. Lee. Space suddenly opens up for him down the left. Pull back to Tainio. And Genus. Lee again. Wasn't a good enough cross, but Melberg's clearance wasn't the best either. Well, I think you'd have to argue, Tony, in all fairness, a draw is probably the right result. Villa on their first half performance don't deserve to lose, and Tottenham don't either on their second half display.
No, that's right. Certainly best at the first half of Villa. Tottenham much better in the second half.
Defoe hoping for a free kick.
It just goes to show you, and you've got to take your chances in football. Villa will argue that, had lots of chances. But for me, both goalkeepers have been outstanding. Was this a foul on the edge of the box? Defoe and Ridgewell? I think it should have been. He's had a good game today, Defoe. Service hasn't been brilliant. He's worked really hard. Helped to make the goal for his teammate Robbie Keane as well.
Momentary hesitation there. Gareth Barry onto it and then got it all wrong. Resigned look from David O'Leary, who added 8 new players before the transfer deadline. Tottenham actually brought in 9 in the summer break. Patrick Berger, away by King. Got to be careful here, Villa, not to overplay it at the back, with Defoe hanging around, just waiting for an error. Get it forward is the instruction from the crowd, and that's what Ridgewell has done. No foul by Angel. Barry waiting edge of the box. He's got to keep waiting. It's going to be a corner. And he is convinced it should have been a free kick.
I was just going to say, I thought that was a foul on Naybet. Shoulder to shoulder. You can see there's a definite nudge there from Angel. I think a free kick should have been given. They won't be pleased, Spurs.
Ridgewell beaten to it by Staltieri. Only seconds remaining at Villa Park now. 1-1 the final score. A magnificent equalising goal by Robbie Keane, who'd only been on the field for a few minutes as a substitute. Villa will curse all the missed opportunities that fell their way after James Milner had given them a lead inside the first 4 minutes. Here's the man who stopped them going on to add to that lead, particularly in the first half. Paul Robinson was brilliant today. 3 world-class saves. Sorensen did his bit in the Villa goal, in particular when he denied Jermaine Defoe from the penalty spot. When you have a disappointment, you just look for your players to bounce back. Villa have done that from their disappointing performance at West Ham on Monday. Tottenham have done that from their disappointing first half show here today. The final score at Villa Park: Aston Villa 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1.
And Martin, you're happy enough in the end. Spurs scoring their first goal in 6 hours and 3 minutes, thanks to some magic from Robbie Keane. It was their worst scoring sequence in 4.5 years, and it's earned them a point which, at half-time, looked rather unlikely. Now, more to look forward to on Sky Sports. Football first. Game of the day is Charlton against Chelsea. They started the weekend, both of them, with 100% records, of course. Match choice as well. It's all with Claire Tomlinson from 8:25 on Sky Sports 1. And from La Liga this evening at 7 on Sky Sports Extra, it's Valencia against Deportivo La Coruña. Well, Villa had enough chances to win comfortably. In the end, they might have lost. We'll have George's thoughts after the break. Robbie Keane has had his troubles at the Lane. He almost left. All Spurs fans are delighted that he's still there.